Namaste everyone. I'm Kshitij Nadkarni and I welcome you to Spirituality and Healing Stories with Tulsi. This is our first video podcast and I'm super excited for it. Today we have a very special guest, Dr. Kshitij Nadkarni with us. He is a medical doctor and he's also a certified pranic healer. He is also a pranic healing instructor. He teaches first 3 levels of pranic healing as well as the Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul course. And it's almost more than 21 years that he's been into pranic healing now. So welcome Dr. Kshitij to our show and thank you for sparing your precious time. So tell us something more about yourself, about your journey. How did you come into pranic healing?
Thank you, Tulsi, for inviting me on this show. Well, my journey started in pranic healing when I was in the medical college. That was, I was in the second year of the MBBS course. And in our college, there was a professor who was professor of radiology. So he had already learned pranic healing long back, and he was one of those who had met Grandmaster, and he had learned courses directly from Grandmaster. So his son also had learned pranic healing, and this young boy was my friend. He was my classmate. So one fine evening, it was not evening actually, it was midnight, sometime past midnight, we both chose to step out of the hostel, and we went out in a ground close to the hostel. And he just happened to make me feel the aura. As pranic healers, you feel the energy, you feel the aura. So he made me feel the aura. And after that, I do not know what happened. Something did happen, because for the next 2 or 3 days, I was not myself. Though I was attending classes, I was going to the college, I was doing all the regular work in the hostel, but still it was something different. It was not me. There was something happening in the body which was much different than my previous me. After that, when I came to Mumbai on a vacation, on a break, I was with my friend, and we were out for some work in Mumbai, and then I happened to just see a nameplate, which said that pranic healing courses. So I just went and inquired there, and that's how I came to know. So they were having the level 1, which is the basic pranic healing course, the following weekend. I enrolled for it immediately. I learned it. Then the next weekend, they had advanced pranic healing course. Now I was very much excited and intrigued by what I learned in the basic pranic healing, the level 1, because the level 1 of pranic healing just teaches you about the aura, about the chakras, about the abnormalities in the aura, and there is so much there in the basic pranic healing. So I went ahead with the advanced pranic healing course on the second weekend. After that, they had scheduled pranic psychotherapy. So what I did was I went back to the college for a week, and whatever I had learned in pranic healing, I actually applied it on the patients during the ward rounds. So not that I did healing on them, but what I did was I tried to study them energetically, how their chakras are, what are the abnormalities in the aura, and try to correlate them with the medical diagnosis. And believe me, the different puzzles of the jigsaw, they fit into each other just perfectly.
Wow, so you were able to correlate the two.
Yes. So whatever is happening to the patient physically is reflected in the aura, the chakras, as an abnormality. And as pranic healers, we are able to sense that abnormality in the aura, in the chakras. And in pranic healing, that abnormality in the aura is corrected. So when I was studying, I was able to correlate both of them. So the third weekend was pranic psychotherapy. I again came back to Mumbai. I learned pranic psychotherapy. The fourth weekend, Master Hector was supposed to come to Mumbai for pranic crystal healing. So how could I leave that opportunity? I just went ahead. 4 consecutive weeks, basic, advanced psychotherapy and pranic crystal healing with Master Hector. Amazing teachings. The fifth weekend, he was supposed to come back in Mumbai for Arhatic Yoga. Now, when I asked my parents to help me for the Arhatic yoga course, the sponsorship, because as a student it is difficult. So my parents first insisted that I should practice the crystal healing techniques, and then they were ready to help me with the higher teachings. So accordingly, when I went back to the college, then I actually started healing some simple problems, some simple ailments that my colleagues in the medical college were going through, like back pain and headache and acidity and vomiting and loose motions because of eating food outside and all those things. And it gave very good results. So my parents were happy to sponsor me for the next Arhatic yoga course, which was happening after 6 months. And I think that's how the journey started. This was, I think, 2002 or 2003 when I learned the Arhatic yoga. And from then, I have not looked back. It's just going forward.
Wow, so it was quite a roller coaster ride that, you're able to do the basic advanced psychotherapy as well as the crystal healing courses back to back. That's amazing. And then later the Arhatic yoga course. So how did you meet Grandmaster Choa Koksui?
Well, he was in Mumbai for a higher course, and my instructor said that why don't you come at the venue, because I was not a participant of that course. So he said, why don't you come at the venue at around 8 or 8:15? That's when the course gets over. So after the course is over, you can just sneak inside and meet Master. So accordingly, I reached the venue at 7:30, well ahead of time, and I was waiting outside the auditorium. Then about 8:05, 8:10 or so, as the course got over, all the participants started going outside. It was dinner time. So they all went outside, and I sneaked into the ballroom. And there on the stage, which was created for MCKS, I saw Master sitting on the sofa. And he was surrounded by a few of his students, participants, who were requesting him for some healings. So I was able to go close to him, about 5 feet close to him or so, and just gently observe what he is doing. So many of these students, they were holding some photographs of their patients, and they were requesting Grandmaster to heal. So Master was holding some object in his hand, like a crystal or something like that, and he was just doing some healing for them. Per photograph, maybe 1 or 2 minutes or something like that. And then he would instruct them, okay, you ask this person not to have bath for at least 1 or 2 days, and the healing has been done, just tell them. Then the next patient, okay, just do some healing, something like that. This was, I think, in 2002. Very powerful healer. That was my first encounter with Master.
So what was your first impression of Grandmaster Choa Koksui?
Powerful presence. Well, I had heard a lot about him from the seniors and from my instructor also, who had been telling me. But the first time I saw him, for me he was not a guru, or for me he was not a spiritual teacher. I did not have that viewpoint in my mind, but I saw him as a powerful healer whose aura was so strong. It was a powerful presence. Just being there, was something different. You could feel some vibrations in that area where he was there, and I saw him as a person who could produce miraculous results. So the healings that he was doing, this is done, okay, so you just tell them not to have a bath. And so the healings that he was doing was miraculous and magical. I had never come across anyone like that.
Wow.
I had also an opportunity to see him in one of the courses that I attended. I had an opportunity to see him do healing, say from a distance of 5 feet, to a lady. Now somebody had got this lady in front of Master and requested, Master, can you please heal her? And she was having some issue with her shoulder. Now, under ordinary circumstances, producing those kind of results is difficult. Using any therapy or using any form of medicine, it is difficult to produce that kind of a result. But I have seen Master in about 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a big time. So he did healing in lunch break. I was observing it, and in 5 minutes, that lady was able to lift her shoulder, her hand, total painless.
Wow. That's amazing. I have heard about many more, miraculous stories of Master Choa. So, any other story of Grandmaster that you would like to share with us?
I think one of the memorable days that I had with him was the inauguration of the Aratik Yoga Ashram. That was on 15th of August 2003. That was one day that I can never forget. I was one of the participants at the inauguration ceremony, and that was almost one day with Master. On that day, Grandmaster, he just went on and on and on talking about spirituality. He gave so many teachings about the soul. He taught so many inner teachings. He gave, not revealed publicly. He gave so many inner teachings on that day. He was talking about his teacher on that day, and then he was just blessing and healing, and it was magical. Just being there was, I wish I can relive that moment.
Wow. I can already feel the goosebumps hearing about it. And so, do you have any special moment with Grandmaster that you would like to share?
Yes. So this was again in 2006, the Pranic Killers Convention, World Convention, which happened in Mumbai, in Powai, and we were a part of the volunteering team. So on the third day afternoon, just after the lunch, we were all called. All the volunteers were called in a separate room, in a separate small hall, besides the main hall, and there we were waiting for some surprise. We were not told what it was, okay? It was surprise. We were told there's a surprise waiting for us, so we just have to be there. And we were being led into Sharanagati. So there in some time entered Grandmaster, and he was individually blessing all the volunteers. He was individually blessing everyone who contributed to the World Convention. So it was just being with him and at a distance of say 1 feet with him and receiving a priceless blessing from him, a Shaktipat from Master, and it was transformative, it was healing, it was soothing. There was a moment when all the negative emotions, negative thoughts within me just melted away. So that is something which I treasure a lot. Grandmaster was holding a red rose and he was just blessing everyone. Here, take this, tatastu. Here, take this, tatastu. Here, take this, tatastu. Something like that.
Wow, that would have been really, really special. So, how has the teachings of pranic healing and erratic yoga impacted your life? Do you feel there's a difference after coming into pranic healing or learning erratic yoga?
Oh, yes. Pranic healing and erratic yoga has changed my life 360 degrees, transformed. Well, the simple twin hearts meditation is very profound. The simple teaching of the meditation on twin hearts by Master Choa. By practicing the twin hearts meditation regularly, one can experience a stress reduction in life. All of us, we live life in a metropolitan city. So we are actually loaded with stress and we are not aware of the stress that we carry.
Very true.
But the twin hearts meditation, if you do it on a regular basis, the stress from the energy, from the aura is released, and at some point you will be able to experience a stress-free body, which is the pure state. Can you imagine if there is minimal stress in the aura, then the capacity to work will increase so much. You can just produce results. So I urge all our viewers to learn pranic healing, arhatic yoga, and to practice it.
And also, I believe that these days a lot of health issues are caused because of stress. So, if people are able to experience a stress free life just with the teachings of pranic healing and twin hearts meditation, then that would be great.
True.
And last but not the least, would you like to give one message to our viewers?
Message. Well, this is what Grandmaster said. This is once in a many lifetimes opportunity given to you. If you do not take the advantage of this opportunity now, then it may not be given to you for many lifetimes in the future when you need it. So, my dear friends, in this life, we have access to pranic healing. I will urge all of you, you learn pranic healing, you practice pranic healing, learn arhatic yoga, practice arhatic yoga, and try to heal or try to give the benefit at least to your family members. By doing so, you will experience a change in your life. Do not let this life go a waste.
That's great. So, thank you, Dr. Kshitij. Thank you so much for giving us your precious time and sharing with us all these beautiful teachings, beautiful experiences. And namaste, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Spirituality and Healing Stories with Tulsi. We will see you in the next episode. Till then, stay blessed. Namaste.